So I know it's been a while since I updated you, and I know I say that a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna work on making these full-length videos a little bit more than just shorts. So I guess today we're going to make a redneck security system for my Tahoe that I got for $800 because it wouldn't start and they didn't know what was wrong. I plugged my computer into it and all it gave me was a low battery voltage, so we just threw it on the trailer and brought it home, and it was in Passlock. The Passlock was enabled, so that means it thought it was getting stolen. So I went through and I cleaned the ignition up, I cleaned all the connections up. It was said maybe it might be a wiring issue, so on and so forth. I tested the leads. We're getting the proper ohms out of the leads, out of the truck. And now I've just got a, what do you call it? A variable resistance, a thing that's variable resistance. You can change the resistance on it. One of these neat little doodads. And as you can see, I've got my resistance set, and hopefully I'll be able to just put some super glue on that to lock it in place, because I've got it set at 2200 ohms, which is what the 99 Tahoe is supposed to be at. If you are doing this, you are going to need to look up your specific Passlock year, your specific make and model, and it will tell you the resistance. Either that, or you can just test the leads coming out of the Passlock cables, which are this yellow cable and this orange black that is connected to this guy, which is the original resistor, which might have gone bad, which is connected to this guy, which is actually plugged in back in here. You can't really see it right now, but it's that little plug right there. And that is what sends the signal from your magnetic key, which they came out with in the 90s as their secondary system for security. So you can't just jam a screwdriver into it and start her up like you could back in the 70s. And of course, whenever I, tried to take the center column apart, I ended up breaking some more of the plastics. So it really doesn't matter anymore. And this is initially how I got the vehicle anyway. Minus the, well, yeah, it was kind of like this anyway. That's kind of how you get the cheap vehicles in this day and age, though. And thankfully the wife needed a new truck, so it was one of those things that I could kind of make reason for and, have an explanation. Since someone T-boned her in the front end and killed the suspension and frame a while back in the Jimmy. Poor thing. It's been across the country and it's been everywhere, but anyhow, back to this. So I've got this guy all wired up here now, and in theory, I should be able to plug this portion in to up here. Let's just do this around the ignition real quick. I am going to go through and put this in the proper placement after I'm done, but for now, let's just boom. And these are just butt ends now, so I'm going to fold this one back just in case, just because that's what I was taught to do. If you're not. Okay, so now in theory, I should be able to take these keys, which the other night I wasn't able to start it, wasn't able to do anything with this thing except for get it to crank once. So once Passlock enables, it sends a signal that thinks it's getting stolen. I thought something was wrong with the clock spring at first, and my initial reasoning for coming out to the truck was to investigate the clock spring. The reason I thought that is because I was sitting in the house playing Fortnite. I know, grill me. And me and the wife, we noticed a horn going off, and I'm like, that's really weird, you know, out of all of my cars. And I mean, we are talking about car land. There's vehicles as far as the eye can see. I got something new over there to show you guys I'm excited about too. You'll see that in a full video. Oh yeah, if you got any guesses. But you know, I'm living in car land. There's more over there. There's 3 more. This guy's waiting for a transmission playing peekaboo behind the shed over here. My little makeshift tarp shed. Y'all like that? Whenever I said redneck security system, I didn't mean redneck like, oh, well, this is redneck. I mean, I'm redneck, dude. I'm the reddest neck. But either which way, we heard the horn going off, and whenever I came out here, it was, of course, the Tahoe that I thought I had just fixed the Passlock issue on. I didn't fix it. I just reset it, which was great. Just long enough for me to get spooked in the middle of my Saturday. Well, I disconnected the battery because I write my own story, and you know how it goes. Whenever I open the passenger door, the horn stopped going off. That was neat. But I just had to come over here and give the horn a little honky poo, and I almost did it just now, just to show you. But I'm scared that the horn will not stop like it did that day too, and I'm going to have to disconnect the battery again. But I'm so close to testing it, I don't want to disconnect the battery. So in theory, with this set at 2200 ohms of resistance, I should be able to... Perfect. So, now my next question is, what happens whenever I turn this off? Because we're running great now. A little bit of a belt squeak from this old 5.7, but I believe that she's got a 144K on her. But, you know, that might be a alternator bearing. No big deal. But if I turn this off and I disconnect these guys, I am hoping that it won't start. Let's see. Perfect. We have exactly what we want. So now let's go grab a little bit of super glue so we can lock in this resistance so that it doesn't get fondled with. And once it's not getting fondled with, then that means that I can make a cool little keychain out of this with some alligator clips. And instead of just somebody needing to, you know, try to break in, so on and so forth, they are actually going to need to have one of these handy dandy just to get the system to work. Either that, or you're actually going to have to know some OG hot wiring, which I don't know if it will work with the Passlock enabled. So it's not very super professional, but chilling in the garage now, just sitting down for a second. I got this JB Weld Extreme, which I know works extremely well. We're just going to put some of that around here. Kind of fill up that groove so that less fondling can happen. I'm getting a little bit messy, but that's okay because we kind of want to fill that pocket. Okay. Not sponsored by JB Weld, but man, this stuff works wonders, I tell you what. I'm pretty sure it says in 15 minutes. Do not see. But we got it. JB Weld super glued. What could possibly go wrong with making a keychain out of it? So now the struggle of actually making said alligator clip keychain for said redneck security system. My hands are getting rather old at 30, to be honest with you. Not a young dude, sadly. So I'm gonna go ahead and I sure do wish I could. Let me try something else here. Try and push this down here. So it will maybe use these. I want it to go in through that little tiny loop right there. There we go. Now it should. Like this. So we're going to tighten this guy up. We're going to send him through there. Let's see if we can get it. Ah, that tip wasn't tight enough. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? Alright. Doesn't look like I'm going to get that very easily. So I'm going to bring in a little helper tool. Well, you know what that one guy said in his song, you can't always get what you want. So, we're going to go a different route here. Because I don't think our leads are large enough to just crimp on there. Boy, I am really... You know, I'm doing something recording my struggle here, you know. I'm not going to be one of those all is good times YouTubers, because I tell you what, I'm not having the greatest time right now, but I won't call it a bad time compared to what I normally go through at work on a daily. Last night was especially special, so I will take this over that, I suppose. I feel like I'm going to have to end up shrink wrapping some of this. I think I know what I'm going to do. If I say I'm going to shrink wrap it, I am just going to cut a good amount back to where let me go a wily amount back. Like, we're talking a good bit. And then clean this up a little bit. Take this. Do the same here. Oh, man. It took like 4 wires. I'm going to have to double check the resistance on this after I'm done making it. But I feel like it will be still okay. let's see. So I want to go in and down if I can. Okay. You know, yeah, this is a brave act here. Struggling with all this on YouTube. I know y'all are gonna tear me up for this, but so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull that tight. I'm gonna stick this through here. We'll make a nice little loop in there. Yeah, that's something like what I was going for. It's kind of what I want. Alright, now let me see. Grab these guys. Yep. Okay. This is actually turning out a little bit better than what I thought. Then we're going to go around here. And I know I've got some shrink wrap, so that'll be perfect by the time it's all said and done. And not going to look, it doesn't look great on the underside, but it'll look good. I'm even thinking about doing like a little Hot Wheel or something like that, like a little Tahoe Hot Wheel on the end of this thing. Drill it out, stick it in, super glue it in. I don't know, probably. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I want to let y'all watch me struggle with the second one as well, because we know I'm gonna struggle. It's just a matter of how much. And I don't want to just, like I said, I'm not going to be a good times YouTuber, but I mean, y'all have watched 5 minutes of that, so sorry. Hang on. Okay, so I don't know if I got stage fright or what, but that took me about a minute, and it actually came out looking way better than the other one, even raw. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab some shrink tubing. And I think, if I know me, I've got a lighter on me. Yes, I do. So, let me find that dang shrink tubing. I know I just brought some home the other day. I needed to put the shrink tubing on first. Well, I guess, I did quote one singer. I'm going to go ahead and quote Missy Elliott. Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I messed up a wee bit, but I think the biggest problem with how long it took was not really knowing what route to take on this until I realized I actually did have shrink tubing that I had just got the other day, and I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about, redneck alarm system, and it was almost done, and I was in a rush. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to use yellow and black though, because I don't think it matters which side it's plugged into, but I'm still going to use, yellow to yellow. Still going to try and keep it somewhat kosher. Okay, so now we should be able to just finish this up the way that I had it the first time. We're going to take it through there. We're going to loop it into that hole down there. Going to get it to come through. And yeah, I think half my it wasn't stage fright. It was definitely, I didn't know what I was doing with this wire. Like, I knew what I wanted, didn't know how to achieve it. Sometimes that's a good portion of the battle. So, we're gonna, and since we have a second shot at this, I'm gonna go ahead and tidy it up like I wanted to in the first place. So now I'll pull that taut, give that a wrap, and that should be perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the other one done before I put it back. So I'm going to stick that through there. Look at this. I got both of them done in less amount of time than it took me to even figure out what I was doing with the first one. Probably just because it's the end of my day. I'm ready to go to bed. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, these full-length videos may not be too interesting because it is the end of my day a lot of the time. And I am ready to go to bed because I do not make influencer money. I am actually not even monetized right now, sponsored or anything, which I'm not complaining. It's cool. It's cool. You know, all those Rock Auto orders, you know, it's cool. I don't, you know, try and tag you or anything. Rock Auto. Maybe JB Weld will help me. You know, I'll JB Weld everything. I will, I promise. I'll just go and sell my welder. Start JB welding everything. The world will love it. Okay, now I've got that pulled nice and taut. I'm gonna wrap this around. Alright, now my lighter. Sorry, crotch shot there, guys. So we're gonna slide this up on here. So, I stick this wire down in there first, and then we're going to have to work it on here a little bit. But there it goes. Should have gone a size up, but no big deal. I can feel it re-wrapping in there. Okay, and now we're going to do the same with this one. Just going to stick this right like that. Kind of spiral it down so we can just spin it on there. Perfect. Slides right on like a glove. So we're going to slide that all the way up to the alligator clip, just like we did here. And now let's roast some connections. My dog is going crazy in there. Might be a possum in the yard or something. Okay, so that one's done. Now, conventionally, you don't want to use a lighter, but It's a redneck security system, so why wouldn't we use a lighter and do it kind of redneck, huh? Yeah? Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to go and test this against the car. Truck. I'm so used to cars. I need more trucks in my life. So now let's see if I can one-hand this. We've got our meter set up. Let's get this over to 40K. 2.20. Let's see if we're still exact on the dot. Let's go to 4,000. We are still exact on the dot. So, well, plus or minus 5, but we're talking in a variable of 100 ohms. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pull these from the wiring harness, and we're going to go ahead and put a good portion of our dash back together here. Oh boy, I'm almost going to crush this piece here. Here, let's just go ahead and put this back there, because I mean, here we can maybe unscrew this. No, let's not. Let's not. I'm just going to turn that. Because I'm sad because I broke my dashboard more than it was. And now it's broken more than it was. And that's sad. At least I get a chance to pull this rubber boot up some. And man. Alright. Let's see. I'll set you here. I'm not really too sure of that at this point right now, to be honest with you. Here. Hey, there's a hole in the dashboard where my phone can go. Okay. So we'll get that put in its proper place. And I'll get some of that plastic stitching later on. Stick that in there. Let's go ahead and plug this guy up here. So I've got the bottom part pulled off here so that I can actually use access. Uh-oh. 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 I have lost, or I'm not going to say lost, but misplaced a little plastic piece that goes right up under here. Boy, oh boy. Where did I put that? I just slid that off not too long ago. Well, I find this plastic piece. There is so much broken plastic in here. It's hard to differentiate what's the plastic piece and what's not. What's this? A Crown Royal bag? It is. It's kind of cool. It's brown. Okay, but oh, I found it. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the Crown Royal bag, I'm not a big drinker, man. No, I don't really drink Crown. That's still left over from people I purchased the truck from. But it's cool, man. It's cool. We all do our thing. You know what I mean? Okay. So now we're put back together there. And now we need the underside of the dash. Where did I put it? We can probably pop this top side back in because it doesn't need anything except for that clipper done up. And let's just stick that back there. Stick this clip for our lights in. This light module, I mean, over here. goes. Hell yeah. And now just need to... This is the part. Pull back on the shifter a little bit. Work that guy in there. Work this vent in here. Yeah, there we go. And now I should be able to just pop that in. This side over here pops in. Alright. And like I said, I'm going to have to fix this just because that is obnoxious. I do not like this. It is not pleasing. I will get one of those fancy eBay plastic repair kits and I will fix this and weld it back together so that it is not broken, because I do not like that, even if I have to smear a little bit of Bondo. I forget where I left off, but I am slightly struggling to get it, but that is okay. So that's plugged in. This is good. It just needs to this go down. What is stopping me here? I don't think it's this rubber boot that's stopping me. I could be wrong though. Let me just get something to poke that guy in there. Let me see, there's gonna be... Oh cool. Up here, I've lost an Allen key. That's annoying. What was I gonna use? What was that? Yeah. Oh yeah, rubber boot. I'll be damned. That was it. It was the rubber boot. Okay. I was wrong. I was wrong all along. Then once I do that, should be good. So now I'm going to get the underside on. And I'm going to leave these wires coming out from here. I think I might have done this a little backwards. But that doesn't mean that I didn't get it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, that side, that clip is broken. Okay, so that makes more sense. This thing has been fondled a couple times, it looks like. Oh, let me put that back before. I just realized I could just cut a notch out of this and run this wire through there. Oh man. Okay. Well. Alright. Well, gonna do that now. You know, it's always hindsight's 20/20, but at least I'm not in a rush. And wow, whack. But hey, at least I saw it now. It wants to go in there so bad. Come on out. There we go. Okay. So we're returned back to the harness. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. That's even nicer. So now we just mark. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, redneck, huh? I am going to take this guy here. I'm going to heat him up with my lighter. Because that's just rubber. So I think you guys know what we're about to do. I want to make 2 little custom holes for this, because my hope is to make this kind of as incognito as possible. Okay. Nice little hole. Still hot. And we will put one of these wires right in there. Oh, that's perfect. Cool. So now we'll just heat it up and do it on the other side. Okay. A little bit of a scrapey poo. Just because honestly, I'm at the point where I don't want to go get a file. Not worried about it being perfect, because you see the condition this dash is already in. Not only the dash, but now the steering column. Didn't know it was like that, but hey, you know, you can't ask for a perfect truck for $800. I knew it had, oh my god, how am I dealing with these hazards? I just realized they were still on, just sitting there clicking away. Boop. I boinked myself a little, just a little. Okay, so now on this side, we're going to do the same thing. Spin it a little bit. Okay. Not as hot as it was last time. That makes sense. I probably didn't heat it up as much. So now we're going to stick one through there, one through there. And we're just gonna, oh, maybe it's easier to just hold them down here. Yeah, it will be. Okay, cool. So now that's done. Let's line our boot up, because that was one of the things that irritated me initially. Boot's lined up. Wires are nice and in place. Side's good. Cool, cool, cool. Oh. Come on, boot. Line up. There we go. Okay. So now it's just a matter of getting the back hooked in there and closing this guy. Oh, the boot. Oh, the boot. So now, hook that there. The boot is still trying to protrude. Stop that. Or go in, whichever one it is trying to do. I don't want it to do. Here, we're going to grab this out key real quick. Just rub the rubber line on that. By the way, I really meant it today whenever I meant redneck fix. This is going to be this is a minimal tools fix. I ordered some little $22 parts off eBay, or Amazon, I mean. This is, by all means, every bit of a redneck fix. So, there we go, that's in place. Now I'm just going to have to secure the bottom. I just had the screw, here it is, and I've got the socket wrench over here. I know it's not this size, I had to go down a size to get, okay, got it. Oh. And now we're just gonna nope, that ain't it. Are these not my trim screws? Oh, no. These are. Okay. Now I. This one goes in there. Yep. And then this one goes in right here. I forget where that screw goes. Off the top of my head for some reason. Now I am wondering where that Allen key went, to be honest. It's kind of not something I like to do, is lose tools. So I am hoping it didn't fall down into the grass. Okay, so that's nice and secure now. Alright. Oh, no, that ain't it. It very well might have fallen down into the grass and the leaves. The leaves are changing, so they're going to hide it all. That's why I wanted to get this in, so I could actually do something in the garage with it. 47 minutes for this. Wow. You know, I definitely did. I'm not gonna lie, I watched a YouTube video in preparation for this, and old boy probably spent like 15 minutes, maybe 30 tops, so I feel kind of silly right now, but, you know, to be honest with you, I think I did it a little bit more extra than he did, in terms of, I routed it, and I'm making it into a keychain, and type of thing. I might even upgrade the clip after a while. So let me see. What would be the best way for me to I wonder if it's still touching, if those two leads touch. If it touches, fine. Okay, come on now. Okay, and 1.33. Yeah, it'll kill the system if those two touch. So, with that being said, I'm going to figure out something else there. More shrink wrap. Well, I wanted a quick disconnect here, but I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is just getting like a couple little Wagos. I thought I could do with what I had here at the house, but I think I'm just going to get a couple Wagos, and I'm going to attach them to the end here, because these two, whenever they come in contact, the alligator clips, they short out the continuity, so it throws the security light on the dash. It won't kill the vehicle while it's running, but with it being my wife's vehicle, and this is going to be the security feature, hopefully, like I said, in a Hot Wheel of some sort, hopefully a Tahoe. I am just going to go ahead and, I guess, spend the money on the Wago connections and just buy a bunch of Wago connections. So I'll finish that up later. And whenever I finish up that video, I'm going to go ahead and probably just go ahead and turn the dongle into cool little Hot Wheel resistor that can hang out and make a little spot for it up here or something. I don't know, man. It's the best part about me is I'm just flying by the seat of my ass for the one word I'm going to drop in this video. So if you like what you see and you like the whole, you know, I'm going to work with what I have and make do, give me a like, give me a subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'd like to do a giveaway, and this is for anybody who's made it this far in the video. I'd like to do a giveaway later on. Maybe like, I'm not making money off of this or anything like that, but like I said, I appreciate my subscribers. I'm thinking like $100, $200 to Harbor Freight or something. Just something simple, something feasible. I'm feeling generous. It's the Christmas season. So if you like the videos, like, subscribe. I am officially announcing that, yes, I will. I'm just going to say $150 Harbor Freight for a random subscriber. I'm just going to pick a name out of the bucket. I'm going to put it all in a wheel of random. I'll even do a video for that. But I'm going to do that for Christmas. So random subscriber for Christmas is going to get $150. So like the videos, subscribe. Let me know if you... I'm sure you have things you would have done better. So let me know, man. Maybe I'll pick up an idea or two. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate you all once again. I really can't push that enough. Hitting above 100 subscribers was more than I thought that I would actually do. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. $150 random subscriber this Christmas. Stay tuned.